Hello everybody, I am NicoD. So in my past videos I've showed how to install MS-DOS on my Pentium 133, and I also showed Norton Commander in my second video. In this video I want to benchmark my Pentium 133. I know there are a lot of benchmark tools for that, but I wanted to write something myself. So for that I am gonna go to QBasic, again a blue screen. So the setup from DOS was a blue screen. Norton Commander is blue, and this is also blue, QBasic. So why QBasic? Because it is pre-installed in MS-DOS, and it is the first programming language that I ever touched. I am not fluent in QBasic, I am more fluent in C or C++ or C#. I don't like QBasic that much because it is very hard to have an overview when the program starts to become big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an integer benchmark first. So here I've got already a very simple program that counts to 10. So first thing I did, it's actually a for loop but in an if. So if count is less than 10, so count equals 1 the first time. If count is less than 10, then print NicoD is great. Then count equals count plus 1, so count plus plus like in C, and then go to 1, so it does this again until count isn't more than 10. So that's very simple, but now I'm gonna do A equals 1024, B equals 2, C equals 4. The sound of my recording suddenly was very bad, so I will have to overdub this. So all I did was created some variables with numbers that I will multiply with each other. So now I do print, and then A times B, A times C, A times D, A times E, and so on, until A times J. And then I do print A times A. So 1024 times 1024, and then I do 8 times, and then in parentheses 8 times j. So that is then 1024 times 512, and then times 1024. And then go to 1. Then I can change this over here. I can remove the go to and change the text. So I will show the count times calculated. No, I can remove this go to, I don't need it. So when I try this I get an endless loop because it is wrong. I had just woken up and I wasn't thinking very clearly. So control break to stop it. I made an oopsie. And count plus 1 will have to go to another place. So this has to go somewhere else. Count equals count plus 1. Okay. Now let's try this. F5. And it is again not correct. In C this would be a lot easier for me, but you would need bits more code, I think. So what am I doing wrong? So I don't need this if over here. Do I see it? No, I don't see it yet. So I will create the if over there. That will be better. If count, and then I can remove the if. Okay, so this does what I wanted it to do, but of course The if over there needs to go. My logic brain ain't working very well, clearly. And that should be it. So press F5 to run. And that's what I wanted. So now let's create another variable times. And we replace the 10 with times in the if. And let's try first 32 times. And here in the if we replace 10 with times. So now it will do it 31 times because it starts at 1 until 32, so that's 31 times. But it doesn't take long enough, so let's try it 128 times. That will be 127 times. And that's a bit more. That's about a second, a bit more than a second. That's not enough. So let's try it 257 times. So then it will be 256. And that's about 4 seconds. Almost there. Now let's try it 1025 times. So that's 1024 times. And this already 5 seconds. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, about 13 seconds, so that's more than enough. So that's my benchmark. Now all I need is a timer, so timer on. And here timer off. And so after timer on, I set start time equals timer. And before timer off, I set end time equals timer. Okay. Now let's check what I've got with this. So to see if the timer works, I will first do print. No, not yet that. So first print start time was, yes, start time. End time was end time. Okay, now let's try this. And wait for 15 seconds or so. And wait, and wait, and wait. It is good that it takes so long. That way it is a good benchmark. So here I can see that it does it. It has recorded the start time and the end time. So now I can finish this off and do a print. It took, and then end time minus start time. And an S for seconds. Okay, now let's run this again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15.5 seconds. So that's a good benchmark. So 15.5 seconds on my Pentium 133 MHz. So now as a test I will do the same benchmark on my NanoPi M4 version 2. So my ARM SBC. I will do this with DOSBox. So DOSBox is emulation. So it doesn't compare the real speeds. It just will show how well DOSBox does this benchmark. It will not show how well my NanoPi M4 version 2 does this, just DOSBox emulation on the NanoPi M4 version 2. So let's open it. And if I now start it, it already looks faster. and the result is 5.7 seconds. So this does it about 3 times faster than my Pentium 133 MHz. This doesn't mean that my NanoPi M4 is only 3 times faster, it is way more faster. It is just an emulation from DOSBox. It is an integer benchmark, so we tested the integer strengths of DOSBox on my NanoPi M4 version 2. It isn't apples by apples, but I just wanted to test this. So I will also make a floating points calculations benchmark after this. I will not show this because it will be just the same as what I did now. So it has been a very long time since I've used QBasic. I think, certainly 25 years or more. So it was very fun to use it again. It took a bit of thinking to get everything working well for me. I did find my way, so I could make what I wanted to make, and that is good. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all like my video. See you all later. Bye.